As Kim said, and I'm a Seattle kindergarten teacher, and I would like to tell you about Corkys Banner. Corkys Freedom Banner, the power of children's love for a captive orca. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about Corky. I'm going to talk about Dr. Spong and Helena Simmons of Orca Lab. They're responsible for this banner. And Corkys Freedom Banner, of course, and the Freedom Bus Tour, and some recent events, and some hopes for the future. This is the banner laid out in its entirety. It's 1.5 miles long. It has over 15,000 panels made by children from all over the world in about 21 countries. And this is another angle. It was here at the time on San Juan Island, and the photo credit goes to Michael Reppy. Okay, so Corky is A16 of the A5 pod of Northern Residents, who was captured in December 1969 in Pendra Harbor. 12 orcas were captured, and Corky's mother and sister were among the 6 who were released. The remaining 6 were sold. Corky was sold to Marine Lands in California. Corky and her cousin Orca were transferred to SeaWorld in 1987. And the photo in the lower right was taken by Jared Towers. That is most of Corky's immediate family. A60 is her brother. A43 is her sister. And A69 and A109 would be her grand nieces. So she does have immediate family out in the wild, and researchers do know where they are. They travel through Canada frequently. In captivity at Marine Lands, Corky had 7 calves or miscarriages, stillborn, and the longest one, the 4th, was a female who only lived 46 days. I'm going to read an excerpt from Alexandra Morton's book, Listening to Whales. This is an observation of Corky's second calf, when her second calf was removed from one tank to be put into another tank, because Corky, the assumption is that Corky either didn't know how to feed the calf, or that the tank was too small, and Corky was constantly pushing the calf off of, so she wouldn't bump into the walls. So the calf kept going to her eye patch rather than nursing as she would. The little infant cried in a raspy, cawing voice. Corky circled anxiously. As her baby's voice left the water and entered the air, the mother threw her enormous body against the tank walls again and again, causing the entire stadium to shake. I burst into tears. Corky slammed her body for about an hour. While this appeared to be an expression of rage, she never rose to strike any of the people working near the edge of the tank. And as Alexandra Morton was there, she spent the night there, and she writes, "The sound that Corky repeated the night she lost her baby was new to me. This wasn't a sweet rising and falling riff. This was strident, guttural, and urgent, like a dog yelping at the end of a chain. After each breath, Corky returned to the bottom of the tank. As her delicately curved face grazed the cement bottom, she resumed her lament. Every fiber of her being begged for the nuzzling of her newborn baby. Orca circled slowly above her, his moonlit shadow darkening the wailing mother. He responded to her occasionally with the staccato retort of bullet shots in an old Western. The whale stadium remained closed. I stayed with the orcas and listened to their vigil of grief stretch on for 3 days and nights. Corky's calls grew hoarse as the hours continued, and I began feeling the grief as if it were my own. Last summer at Superpod, I met John Hargrove, and I asked him about Corky, and this is the story that he told. So I'm going to show wait, I'm going to play the video, and then the sound is going to come from here. Is that, oh, right? Is that correct? So I'm sorry. And I'm so glad my kids aren't here. They would be rolling their eyes so much. Okay, so, yeah, so how do I, hold on. How do I, okay. Okay, and then, okay. Okay, so,
very tolerant, she's very forgiving. She helps out a lot of stuff. For example, learning the hydro in the beginning. Even though you're trying to go 36 feet, she won't take you to the bottom because she knows that you can't handle it yet. So she'll force you.
Can you hear that?
Pull you up, go deeper than 20 feet, and come up, and she goes really slow. And you just dive off the pressure. And then, when she can feel in your foot, the angle of your body, how many times you do it, she can tell when you're ready, and then she'll be like, okay, you're ready. We're going all the way to the bottom. You're full on hydro. But she makes these choices on her own, based on, because she knows you're not ready for me on this behavior. So it's so cool, that she does that. And she does it for no other reason than to protect us. Because she knows that we would crash, potentially fatally. So she's amazing. Very, it's sad too because she's beat up on so much by the other whales. Because she's Pacific and most of the other whales are Icelandic.
Okay, so by the way, 90% of this presentation is videos, so bear with me. Just to tell you a little bit about Orca Lab. Orca Lab was founded in 1970 by Dr. Paul Spong. They do land-based research on Hansen Island off North Vancouver Island. They have a network of hydrophones around the orca's habitat. They partnership with explore.org for surface and underwater live video monitoring. They relay live sounds and images of the orcas in the natural environment of Hansen Island on orcalive.net. They support local conservation issues and, of course, advocate for Corky and all captive cetaceans. These are the 3 Freedom Tours, 1997, 99, and 2001. And this is a 5-minute video, so I'm wondering if I should, so it's not going to play here. I'm wondering if I should skip it, but it's really a nice, it really tells the whole history of the banner. So it won't. Okay, so I think I'll just play part of it and then I'll just move on.
And the grassroots campaign was launched to help Corky. In 1994, the 25th anniversary of Corky's life as a captive was marked with a candlelight vigil outside of SeaWorld and a demonstration inside the next day. Corky's best chance now lies in a wonderful work of art called Corkys Freedom Banner. Thousands of patches of cloth express the feelings of children around the world for Corky. Sewn together, they form a huge and powerful message about freedom. On Mother's Day in 1996, Corky's Freedom Banner was displayed around SeaWorld in San Diego. Corky's Freedom Banner was then over 2 kilometers long. 14,000 people from 15 countries had contributed messages to it. 100 volunteers had their hands full raising Corky's banner. It was an amazing day. The next step came in 1997, when Corky's magnificent banner went on a tour of Europe. visiting major cities in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, England, and Ireland. The children's energy, their sympathy, understanding, and commitment to Corky made each event a huge success. Corky's banner was draped around some of Europe's oldest statues and monuments. Now, with the help of yet more children from around the world, Corky's Freedom Banner is growing again. In springtime 1999, it took a symbolic journey from California, where Corky has spent her captive years, to our ancestral home in British Columbia.
Okay, I'm so sorry. That whole video was produced by Baby Wild Films, Michael Harris, and Orca Lab, and you could find it on YouTube. It's a 12-minute video. It's called Corkys Journey, and it's really nice YouTube. Okay, so in 2001, Michael Reppy sailed Thursday's Child, and he tried to break the solo sailing record to Japan to raise awareness about the Taiji dolphin slaughter, just missing the record by 1 day. On his return trip, Michael sailed in honor of Corky from Japan to Victoria, Orca Lab, and San Francisco. Okay, then the banner was in storage for a number of years, and I connected with Martha, who's a San Diego activist, and she said, we should get the banner down here to San Diego. So we did, and the first picture, here I am 2 years ago at Superpod at the Whale Museum, telling people about the symbolic journey I'm about to take for Corky from San Diego to Orca Lab. And unbeknownst to me, the SeaWorld mole spy, Paul McComb, was there. And we started chatting, and he said, oh, I'm from San Diego, and I was so happy to meet him. I said, oh, you must know Martha and everybody, and he said, yes, I do. I know them well. And so he helped me hold the banner, and it was just so bizarre. During the week of Superpod, I received an email from SeaWorld, which really was unsettling, because I was like, how do they know who I am? I'm not with PETA or anybody. So I received the second picture. I received the ed director. She's standing in the back there. She sent me an email saying that she heard about this display we're going to have in San Diego, which is the bottom picture. We displayed most of the banner at Ski Beach, which is right outside of SeaWorld. So I guess they somehow heard from Martha, by Facebook probably, that we were going to have this banner display, and they wanted to invite me and a guest to show me the care that they're taking of Corky and their world-class facility. And I had no idea how many people were going to show up. I just thought the ed director was going to have me meet the vet and the trainer. And in the picture, there's also the vice president, Scarpuzzi, and the two researchers. Should I do researchers? Or and the trainer, Robin, was there also. He's not in the picture, though. And they were willing to spend the whole day with us. And it was just such a bizarre experience, because I'm like, who am I? I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking we were doing, but we just kind of had this peaceful display. So another ironic thing that happened was in the picture there, the group picture, that was our display at Ski Beach, and Lorena Gonzalez, she's an assemblywoman, and she was very, very outspoken at the AB 2140 hearing. She was very outspoken against SeaWorld. And it was really nice that she came to see the banner, and it was nice that Paul also came. So there he is again. So I would like to think he came there on his own to see the banner, or I don't know if he was sent there, or maybe he just did it. I would like to think he just came there on his own to see it, but we'll never know. Anyway, so I met Jeffrey Bloom. He created a lot of music using Dr. Spong's voice, and which you probably won't even play here. I'll play it here. I just want to have you listen to a clip. It's the A5 pod, Ends Music, and Dr. Spong. I mean, does it get any better than that? Okay. So I began the symbolic journey from San Diego to Orca Lab, and I just, I wanted to meet some people that I, have been researching and learning about. There's John Crow in this picture, and I wanted to meet Assemblymember Bloom, and also Kira Kotler and her family. They were just so nice, and all of these people I just kind of called the day before, and they were just so gracious, and it was really nice to get to meet them. The bottom picture in the middle, at Telegraph Cove, which is kind of the launching point to get to Hansen Island, they actually had Blackfish the movie playing on a non-stop loop. And I was there for a couple days, and it was just going non-stop, so that was really nice. And then the last picture is the banner part of the banner on Hansen Island at Orca Lab. Okay, so Martha really did a lot for Corky and the banner in San Diego. She started an online petition for the mayor to proclaim December Orca Corky Retirement Month, which unfortunately he never did. But she did take the petition to the mayor's office, and she was on the local news, and she left a Corky calling card by his picture, and organized a protest. So December was the month that Corky was captured. So this was December 2014 that she did this. And they had a protest in front of SeaWorld in honor of Corky. And she also had a concert for Corky after last year's Empty the Tank. So that was really nice too. Ron Gordon, who I think is here, from Salt Spring Island, he was doing something for the Orcas on Earth Day, and he displayed part of the banner, so that was really nice too. And this is last year at Superpod. You might see some familiar faces here. And I spent the entire next day at a laundromat because it started raining and the whole banner got wet. Not the whole 1.5 miles, but a lot of it. So Country Joe McDonald, this is last summer. We had a concert for Corky at Ashkenaz in Berkeley, and there's Country Joe. He was at Woodstock back in the day, and he gave a concert for Corky. He was just very happy to do it, and he brought his friend Vic, and I am going to play a clip. He watched Blackfish, and he was inspired by the movie, so I'm going to play a clip of Country Joe. Is it loud enough when I do this weird thing here? Okay. Stop there. So then the next day, this was August of last year, we brought the entire banner to the California State Capitol and laid it out on the front lawn. And it was just amazing. So many people stopped and asked questions, and we got some press coverage. Richard Bloom came out in 104-degree weather to talk to us, and he kind of hung out for about 10 or 15 minutes. It was really great. And also Guy Strahl is behind him. He does a lot also, so he was just amazing too. I want to talk a little bit about Joseph Moreno. He came from Los Angeles to be our child advocate for Corky, and he was amazing. He talked to so many people all day, and they were just enchanted with him. I mean, he's just a lovely person. And he also was interviewed by the local TV station, and he also met with Richard Bloom. And I'm just going to show you, I think my time just ran out, but can I have 2 minutes? Okay, I'm just going to show you some clips. The first one is Joseph at SeaWorld, last year's Empty the Tanks. And then he's talking with Richard Bloom. I'll just do a couple seconds from each one. So Joseph's 11, and he is so amazing, and he is never at a loss for words. I was going to, Corkys Banner made an appearance at the California Coastal Commission, and I'm just going to skip that video clip. And then Cynthia Fernandez, I love her. She's in San Francisco. She's from the Dolphin Project. I reached out to her on Corky's anniversary last year, and I said, can I come into one of your science classes and talk about Corky and the Banner? And she said, why don't you come to all of them? So I was there all day talking to the kids, and it was really amazing. And she's been to Taiji, and she's an amazing, amazing person, Cynthia. And here is Corky's brother, taken by Jared Towers. And I'm just going to play one more clip. This is Vic. He's Country Joe McDonald's friend, and he created a song for Corky. And I was going to have, there's close-ups of the banner, which you're not going to be able to see.
We have close-ups of the banner here.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so you can closely see the banner here. But I'll just play a little bit of his song, and then I will end there.
That's how it was supposed to be. They were born to live in captivity. So let old Corky go home and be free. And go back to the sea.
So I will just stop there, and I apologize that all the videos weren't able to be played, but I'm thinking maybe I could just have my laptop out in the lobby if anybody wants to come over and see some of the videos. They do play on here. So thank you very much, everybody.